Her 5025 of the Board of GMC Safe with the retirement honor of the policy statement the policy GMC with the decision the statement that will be made with the president of the Georgia Military College, the vice president and legal supervisor with the preps, school principal with the campus directors, for nomination president director of staff with the latest 90 days after the express with the presentation of the nomination, approve the director of staff with a notice, notify human resource for the human resource will provide certificate and say with the for the recognition. Some of the president decision over the will be made with an individual contribution complements GMC mission with some of the other greater good, where the shape of the recognition is substantiated with the praise wherever they serve as the performance of the duty with the beyond with revenge, average. Precedent, position, length of the service will be considered but not so the determined person eligible to receive the capes may include distinguished visitor, alumni, commencement speakers, and guests present. Enter the note with the GMC employee with at least 20 years of the praise word with the condemned with the reading GMC with the regards of the very years of service that will be selected GMC employee of the year. Retiring prep with the junior college faculty members select with the educated character educator of the year with the returning GMC head coach equivalent team that won the state or national championship. May 17, 2022 with Joe Robbins, Chief of Human Resources, pandemic planning. Policy statement of the GMC for the driver to provide safe health for the workplace for all employees. Pandemic policy outlines over all the response of the pandemic outbreak with all the emergency preparedness of the bills. Business continuity planning with the outline with the specific GMC with the will take with the safeguards to the employee with the health and well-being during any with the pandemic outbreak with the ensure the GMC with the ability maintain essential operation continue with the provide essential service to our students or to the employee with the external with the customer additional with the provides guidance for the health with the intent of the response with the specific operational human resource with the issue with the intent with the pandemic. Definition: pandemic. Pandemic disease with the virus prevalent to the review of the nation and the globe with simply widespread. Core and essential services. Each emergency situation when the crisis may impact with the organizational different and unique set of the circumstance of the pandemic will define the strip of the air core of the essential with the instrument the operation may continue at a time of emergency crowd with the GMC with the identified with the designated with the core group of the employee with the will continue to provide essential will serve during the emergency during the pandemic employee with the will have the identified with the core with the virtually important to the continue the operation of the business with the servicing student that include with the instruction over the student will continue to work. Remote work location. GMC will inform the decision on how to continue the operation based on the advice of the guidance of the form of the Department of Health and Human Services, the same with the disease control, prevention, state, local official of the GMC, senior leadership of the GMC has no with the telework policy with the help of the GMC with the knowledge of the rare emergency situation of the pandemic, local, state with the federal authority, may prohibit the travel of curtail with the individual except for the use of the public service, the public transportation, close with the prevent except for the building of the public and highways, isolate the quarantine of the buildings, occupants prevent interstate with delivery with a good and service we cannot predict with the have the control over the authorities' action and acknowledge for the legal duty, comply with the outside of the authority of the directives. The decision is made with the employee with the work at home that will be done with the exemption based on all capable to have the approval of the institution. Institution will work with the requested employee with the setup of the remote work location to include home office. Each employee will be required to sign with the remote teleworking and acknowledgement to leave the GMC with the responsibility of the employees in their homes. Once it has determined the end of the remote work with the environment design period with the employee with the weeks with the return work of the regular location with a normal scheduled work period time. All equipment alone from the GMC with the purpose of the remote work will be returned with the employees to return to the work. Infection and control of the measures. GMC with the take number of the step of the minimum of the explode with the spread of the infection in the workplace with that deal with the conjugation. Because of the workplace closed with proximity one another, GMC will recommend with the measure for the employee with the take with the protect with himself with the outside of the workplace, encourage all of the work to disclose the with the need of the family physician over the appropriate to health and wealth professional the measure of the include the encourage gold good self the hygiene and the average of the larger gatherings the individual maintain appropriate amount of the social distracting. Ill employees. GMC except for the employee with a contract with a virus with the has been controlled with the infection with the family with the members of with the employee with the habit and contact the stay with the home of the determined amount of the time of the self-quarantine. They will also refer to seek with medical attention for the necessary approval of the GMC if the job of the words for the identified with the college assume with the possibility of control of the illness. At the discretion of the GMC with the discretion of the outside of the authority, GMC can have the require the isolation quarantine with the infected employees. Personal protective equipment. GMC will make every effort to provide adequate supply of the recommended personal protective equipment with the face with the mask with the eye protective with the rubber glove with the antibacterial hand gel. Why the GMC will require the work with the personal protective equipment institution ability to do so may be the impact of the large supply chain with the industry, with the impact of the availability of the personal protective equipment, with we urge for the employee to speak with a personal physician about the time of the property with the personal protective equipment and home. Facility maintenance with the GMC with the dedicated with the provided reach for the facility with the ensure the proper equipment and install with the cleaning method as provided in order to guard with the spread of the infection of the GMC facility. Employee on leave and pay with the pandemic may require the GMC with the grant with a full-time personal and immediate with administrative leave with a determined period with the time when they evaluate the level of emergency should the pandemic last more than 1 week. The GMC may furlough employees during furlough with the GMC will make for the employees premium for all of the benefit eligible employee with the participate in any of the GMC sponsor for the SBHBA with the health plan with the state with the Georgia flexible benefits plan with the GMC with them also minute with an employee with a part-time and a full-time with information on employment of claims during their time in the work hours with the have them reduced eliminated with during the pandemic if applicable the eligible employee with the receive the prep school with a dependent with a scholarship with the junior college scholarship when they are activated no furlough with the book continue with the receive the formation of formatted dimension with the scholarship with the GMC with the monitored emergency condition of the daily determine how furloughs may continue with filing consultation outside with the authority advise the employee with the expect with the return with the work, family medical leave with an app with the GMC with the place of the employee with the federal medical family medical leave with any of the work will fail and will fall with the virus that must be after the work with the care of the infected member of the GMC reach for the employee with the notified with the GMC with with possible need for the family medical leave with the GMC will allow the employee with the crew with the paid and annual with the sick leave leave and unpaid with the family medical leave with the GMC recover the employee with the taken unpaid family with the medical leave with the ones for the crew with the paid leave with the use GMC related family medical leave policy and establish with the government law with the written specifically with the pandemic well with the verified with explain with the employee with you with benefit business travel. GMC makes all the reasonable effort to limiting with the need with the travel to take advantage of the technology with the allow to communicate otherwise operative with electronically generally event with the pandemic with the travel the GMC with the behalf of the media with the system with the limited with the slow with the group with the essential with the personnel with the attainment the require with the travel the authorization with the president the minister with the outside with the authority essential personnel with the other employee with the traveling any with the GMC with the half without prior with the approval with the expo with the pandemic and eligible to work with the compensation benefits with the description GMC worker compensation benefits emergency benefit contact information employee with the require with the notify with the unit supervisor with the human resource name of the chain with the emergency contact with the information within 2 weeks of the chain with the provide such information employed with especially those with the children and care of the elderly relative with the should have with identified individual soon with the dependent with the employee with himself with the become sick with the work with the must isolate with the quarantine special needs and combination. GMC recovered and notified with the first reform and interrupt with the employee with a medical condition with the could be compromised beef for the pandemic. GMC urged with the employee with the confidential self with identified with the human relief for the which over the way of the can prepare with the receive with any special medical expertise might require if you become severe ill on the job. The human resource with maintaining the confidential information provided to make it available to solve the need to know the basis of the need of the emergency responders. Dedicated website with the GMC with the maintaining the communication internal and external with the website with the update with the employee with the external to take all of the involved with the information required with the pandemic. Following will be considered essential for the requirement of playing with the coordination with the GMC with prepared for a pandemic. Create with the pandemic respond with the senior leadership that include GMC senior leadership team and health supervisor engineering service communication staff with the incorporated with the respond with the basic with the scenario with the address with the various levels of the illness with the student with the employee with the include with the consideration counseling class with the sports events with the other public events with the closure camp with the student with the housing transportation assessment with the sustainable with the quarantine with the exposed with the ill students with the employees contingency plan with the student that will rely on housing and food service work with the state with the local public health with the local authorities identify with the authority with the decision makers trigger point with the thresholds and interest with the community containment the measure with the closing with the legal response with the authority with the executing infection control measures ensure with the pandemic plan with the consistent with the existing pandemic plan with the community with the state with the higher education agency establish communication plan implement procedure with the team and the spread of the pandemic protect with the student with the employee with the guns with the recommended social distance and good hygiene with the supply with the personal protective with the equipment establish policy with the student with the employee sick leave with the absence of the advice with the student with the employee with the aware of the currency over the day communication disseminate clear communication plan continue with academic business and operations revised May 17th 2022 with Jill Robbins Chief Human Resource of the article Title 9 Coordinator. Georgia Military College Policy as of May 12th 2023.